November 14th, I just wanted to record my dream. It was an interesting dream. Aren't they all? I don't remember where it started exactly. I remember different scenes. And it's kind of hard to say if they're connected. And so, okay. So in one of the scenes, there's this element of, it's like we were being taken to another planet. I mean, it was the weirdest scene. One, because I've never seen a scene like this before. I mean, I watch a lot of sci-fi, right? Or I used to. I haven't lately, really. I didn't watch any yesterday. The only thing I watched yesterday was I watched something identity with what's his name and what's his name. It's funny. Stolen Identity or something like that. And then, but I just watched the end of that one. The one I really watched was Pride and Prejudice, which is one of my favorites, and it's the one with what's her name from, oh gosh, what's her name from, she came out of the Pirates of the Caribbean also, and Love Actually, I don't remember her name. But really what I love about that movie is the score. Like, I love the musical score. Oh, it's just, oh my goodness. I love that movie. Yeah. I got triggered in that movie. Not because of the movie. I was actually enjoying the movie. But during my favorite scene, I happened to look at my phone and I happened to get a message and I just started crying. And I was like, really? Really? During my favorite scene. And I knew something was gonna happen that was gonna make me cry because it came out in my cards. I just didn't know what it would be. But, you know, it's one of those moments where you see the trigger, you feel the feeling a little bit. It's not as bad. And I'm like, okay. Right? It's just a nice compliment, that's all. Don't read into it. But it was one of those moments where it's just like, really? Don't do that. You know, it's just being nice. Anyways. So I didn't watch sci-fi. So in my dream, there's these platforms that are being lifted, and I don't know if it's lifted from Earth, but it was clear it was like sci-fi-ish, right? And it's there, we're going to a different planet. But it wasn't just people on these platforms. There were animals on these platforms too. And the thing is that I can feel their fear, like not their confusion, that even the animals, I think what stood out most was the fear of the animals, that I could feel their fear. I could feel their confusion. And so I wasn't particularly on a platform, but I was like in between the platforms that were being lifted, so I must have been flying. but I'm seeing animals, specifically like seals, a lot of seals and sea lions. Seals, those mostly seals. Water animals. My eyes making noises. Water animals like in the water. And then there's people, and they were afraid too. I wasn't afraid. And we arrive on this planet, and it's mostly water. It's mostly water. I've never seen something like this before. Not even the sci-fi movies that I've watched. Like, I was thinking about it as I was getting ready. I was like, did it come out in a sci-fi movie? Maybe. And I can't pinpoint like an actual movie that might have had the scene, but it was mostly water on this planet. And then once everyone arrived, there was a sense of peace. There was a sense of like, oh, okay, this is where we're going. At least from everybody, even the animals. But yeah, it was a lot of water. That's all I remember. And so as I was getting ready, it reminded me of that bit. So Christina Lopes came out with a video called Starseeds or something. Are you Starseeds? So this is the first time she really talked about like aliens, really, right? And then the possibility, right, that if we're entertaining the idea that there's people here on Earth that have lived the past life on another planet, and so in essence, or are originated from another planet, and so then when they come to this Earth, they really feel uncomfortable in their skin. And I've met people like that. Like, that's the thing. Like, I've met people who have shared with me, I don't feel comfortable in my own skin. And so what she was saying, the way she was describing it, I was like, I've met people like that. Like, that totally makes sense. And so anyway, she just talked about like characteristics. I'll include that link, I guess. To see if it resonates with anybody, but when I watched that video, it actually made me cry. It made me cry. Mostly because there was still this feeling of like, there was a part of it where she said like, one of the reasons why it's important to kind of explore that for yourself, if that's how you feel, is because there's the knowing helps you to accept your situation better versus fighting, right? There's always this internal conflict that we have with how we are, and then how society wants us to be, and how sometimes, oftentimes people will split. They'll feel this splitting within themselves, whether it's because of that or trauma even. That when you have a traumatic imprint, there is a lot of splitting and separation that goes on. So anyways, it helps to know, right? Or reframe, or find another way to look at your situation, to accept all parts of yourself as like, oh, okay, that's why I feel like this, right? And then that helps with the healing. Where was I going? Oh, just another planet. And that was it. Like, that was the one scene, right? The other scene that stands out, there were a few scenes. There's a family from my past. playing. What happened? I'm gonna have to sit with that one because I forgot about that one. But anyways, the other two that stand out are my ex. My ex. I see him in a cabin. And I'd never been to this cabin before, but he's saying that it's a family member's cabin. And it's like he's taking vacations for himself. That's the feeling that I got, that he's taking vacations for himself. And then I'm interacting with him. And I see his family again. And it's like I'm there, but I'm there. And he's showing me what he's doing. I don't know if his family is, if they're surprised to see me. And it's not his parents, it's like aunts and uncles. Because where he was staying, the cabin he was staying didn't belong to him. It belonged to one of his uncles or aunts. But there was this feeling of him doing things that he didn't normally do on his own. And there's this one scene where he found his passion, and he's showing me. And there's so much joy that he found what he was really good at, you know, and he was just running with it. He was just running with it. But I could see it in him. And I was just so happy for him. I was so happy for him. And then one of the final scenes, I'm invited to his wedding. I'm invited to his wedding. But the funny thing is that he's marrying himself. He's marrying himself. He's marrying himself. So that made me feel good. That made me feel good. And there were, now that I remember that scene, there was another scene. My sister's in that scene. I forgot about that scene. And then the other scene with the other family, I went to sit with that one. The other family, they were just playing. The kids are older now. But in that scene, they were younger. They were playing. They were being playful, like high school younger. I mean, they're not that far away from high school, but they're adults. Oh, except one. But I'm just watching them interact. That's all I'm doing. I don't remember I'm interacting with them, but it feels like I'm just watching. And then with my sister, she's getting ready for the wedding. So it must have been before the actual wedding. I think it was before the actual wedding with my ex. And it seemed like we were all getting ready. But I mean, I wasn't in a rush or anything. I was watching them get ready. But they were asking me for stuff. So I was helping them, I guess. My sister loves my ex very much. She put up with it. I think I might have mentioned one of the reasons why I think my family struggled a lot with that loss of the marriage, or just the shift in the marriage, right, was because we got married a year after my parents split up. So there was this element of like not really going through the motions of the split up because they had something to look forward to. And so there was this element of me and my ex kind of spiritually, if you will, taking the place of the parents for a time being. But I was so happy that he found his passion. In my dream, I was really happy. And then I've talked to my sister-in-law, she's close to him too. And we were just talking about just the stuff that he's doing now. When we used to talk, right? We haven't talked yet since that last contact. But I was letting her know, I'm like, he wouldn't be exploring all of this or taking these courses or living his life if I were there. If I were there, he wouldn't. He didn't have a need to. Because I made sure he was okay. I provided. So he had no need to explore or to find his way. I made it comfortable. I made sure of it. And that's the subtle codependency. That's the subtleness of it. You don't realize that it's codependency. I had to walk away in order for him to explore. In order for him to feel discomfort. In order for him to act. Because I was enabling him to. Right? I own my part. But I'm glad in my dream. I'm hoping that's part of the future. I'm hoping these dreams that I'm having are that. Or at least some of them are, right? I mean, I don't know about the sci-fi one, but maybe I'm from another planet. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, on the agenda today, I'm going to a flea market because I think it's the last one. I signed up for that open mic for Galeria de la Raza, so I don't know. We'll see. I haven't heard back from them. And if not, I know they have one in December, so I'll try for that one again. And do some notes. This flea market is an hour and 22 minutes away walking, so that'll be my workout for today. And yeah, keep living life. That's all. Hi, my name is Yubi, and in case you haven't figured it out, this footage is capturing my experience as I learn to navigate my personal spiritual awakening. I am learning that this experience is unique to each one of us. In whatever way we believe we are embracing living our truth, this just happens to be my journey. And despite me having a graduate degree and a license in clinical social work, this by no means is intended to replace any type of mental health advice. This is just me on a personal level, documenting my experience, shedding light on the truth that I am learning and discovering for myself, and really inviting you along for the ride. If by some magical chance you find this content to be helpful in any way, shape, or form, please click the like button, share the message, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have an Instagram account, a personal one, and one specifically for this channel that you're more than welcome to check out. I'm an open book. I have also created t-shirt designs. I'm wearing my favorite one right now, which is the North Node design, but I have that and other things that you can look at inspired by this process and journey, and I have the link in the description box as well as in the about section of my YouTube channel. So you're more than welcome to check those items out. Any type of support is great. Again, if you find this content really helpful or meaningful, sometimes when we take that step and be vulnerable, with showing what's inside our hearts and what's really our truth, we realize that we're much more connected than what we thought we were. And so I hope that as I'm living this experience, and that you find some type of truth for yourself, or find some type of ability to heal in some way just by relating, just by knowing that you're not alone. That really has been my goal with this process, not just being able to connect with others, but really for my own healing. It's definitely been a therapeutic experience and a very creative one for myself. So I thank you, and I wish you all the best, and we'll see what else comes next for me. So